And now, the Big D and Bubba Weekly Podcast.
Big D and Bubba, they have a show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say everything that's on their mind. So they have an extra one. And that's how we get the podcast, the podcast, the podcast. Big D and Bubba podcast, the podcast, the podcast. Big D and Bubba.
Is that a goat?
Podcast.
That was my Post Malone.
Oh, you're a little giggle box.
Oh, you little giggle box. Hi. Well.
Wow. Just laugh at your own joke.
Just, what? Which one? Was I laughing at Gigglebox? Yes.
Oh, you're a little giggle box.
That's my favorite. What is that even from?
I don't remember. I remember when we found the video, but it just sounds gross.
It is gross. It is creepy.
Yeah,
It's the YouTube, TikTok, whatever equivalent of somebody calling you daddy.
Oh, you're a little giggle box.
Makes
Which,
me
by the way,
very uncomfortable.
not cool to say daddy. Not cool at all.
Zaddy though, acceptable.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even think. I think that's creepy too.
Oh, whoops.
You call some dude zaddy?
I mean, Pedro
To
Pascal.
their face, though, I'm saying.
Oh no, like famous guys, famous hot guys.
There was, whenever I first started dating, there was this girl who was like, so do you like to be called daddy? I'm
Oh,
like, no,
Blech.
no.
Oh, that's
no,
gross.
No,
Oh,
please.
please tell me you walked away.
I did. That one.
Drop
it
a
the first
20
one?
and be gone.
Was it the first one that tongued you? Was it the same one?
Ugh.
Jeez, Schaefer.
I know, like-
God.
That's what happened. He's told it on the air.
Oh, you're a little giggle box.
Jeez. What a start.
Little decorum, folks.
God dang. Both of you.
It was not, by the way.
All right.
Yeah, people are just messed up. Like Carson is about to, I feel it, because I know you've been talking about it, like in the halls. You're thinking about it. You need to get back on. You need to get back on the apps. You're missing out on some quality entertainment.
Yeah, that's about it. Probably not missing out on any quality guys.
You're missing out on quality content.
Yeah.
My favorite is all the demands. Must be this. Cannot do that. Have to do that. I mean, there's a lot of demanding
Really?
people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Like, is it like when they start talking to you, or it's like it's in
No,
their
it's in their
post?
profile.
their profile. Yeah.
Like, don't even if you don't have a blah or
Yeah,
this or
yeah.
that and this. Well, is there a common one?
For chicks, a lot of them put height.
Height.
They'll be like, yeah, must be 6 foot.
No, real, measurable 6 foot.
6 feet is
Yeah.
tall.
Yeah.
I know.
Like that's what's the percentage of American males that are 6 feet tall or taller?
And it also says must be a real 5'11" or taller. I've seen that often.
I mean, y'all
You have
missing out on some short kings. That's what I'm saying. You can leave them for me. That's fine.
There you go.
People are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing goes with you can't have. Don't be basic is another one. Don't be
be
basic.
basic.
I mean,
It's exactly how she
What
says
is-
it, too.
and what does that mean?
Like don't be
know.
like typical. I guess I don't know what that means. What is a typical guy?
Right? Yeah.
Just
And dudes will be
basic.
like, don't weigh over 115 pounds.
Dudes say that? They
Oh,
put
yeah.
that in their
Oh, they put
profile?
weight
See, I don't know
requirements.
what guys put in their profiles at all because they don't pop up on mine.
No, I had a guy swipe on me once who, it's Bumble, so I have to start the conversation. I'm like, oh, hey, I don't know, how's your day going or blah, 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 blah. And he was like, so what's your workout routine like? Because I need someone who can keep up with me. And I was like, oh, well, actually, I'm in the gym 6 days a week. And, I walk or I run. Well, I'm just saying because I do this. And I was like, okay, so you think I'm fat. Why did you swipe on me? Like, he just kept hammering home, like, I'm not sure if you're fit enough to keep up with me. I'm like, why did you swipe?
Yeah.
bruh?
Why would you even start the conversation?
Also, I might have sent a screenshot to a lot of people and been like, by the way, he's a realtor. Don't do business with him.
Oh, ouch.
Lord.
You want to play? I came and I'm going to win.
Carson is cancel culture.
I love it.
Just
Are you also part of that group? What's that group?
Yeah, I
that-
sure am. Girl Run, red flag.
what's it called?
Yeah, it's called Girl Run with a bunch of red flags.
there's now a new one. That's
Yeah.
a different one than the other one that was
There's
there.
the Are We Dating the Same Guy? Girl Run. And yeah.
I still have yet to find out about a guy version where they rate the girls. Like that
Yeah, ain't
that
gonna
doesn't
happen.
exist.
That ain't gonna happen,
It does
bro.
not exist.
You know that.
We have
Yeah,
two
you guys
different
aren't
worlds.
sharing intel.
That's a one-way street.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's pretty. And it's also, it's city filtered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, right.
Yep. So you can do it by your local area.
So, like, even in a city as big as like Nashville, you still run in like there are people who see the same person, I guess.
It's the same people on all the
Oh,
apps.
yeah. And that's
So-
part of the reason they do Are We Dating the Same Guy is you want to make sure that if you're supposed to be in a committed relationship, that he's not committed to others, but also a lot of them, are they married? That's a real big problem.
You find a lot of that
Yeah.
also?
I mean, I don't because I've been on the apps in a hot minute. But yeah, there's a lot of dudes who, there are some that are upfront like, hey, I'm married and, my wife's okay with it. All right, you do you. But then there's a lot who are trying to be like, oh, no, I'm single, I swear. No, I mean, I can't see you other than 2 p.m. on a Thursday.
Wear a trench coat.
Yeah, right.
I'll meet you behind the Twice Daily in the alley.
So it is weird though because there's a lot of married people. I guess the whole poly E&M. There's what are the other ones that they call? There's poly E&M.
Ethically non-monogamous.
Yeah, ethically non. Maybe that's what I was trying to think. Grupples?
Thruples.
Oh, thruples.
Like 3.
Oh.
I mean, I would
There's
call
a
that
lot of-
triplets, but I don't know. They made up their own word.
I found out what unicorn means. Unicorn is also a willing third party. Yeah, that's what they're looking for is a person to bring it. It's like there's so much out there. There is so much. It has changed so much, Big D, since you were a single guy. You would freak out.
Don't ever
You would
leave.
give. Stay
Don't
married.
ever.
Stay married. It is the most uncomfortable thing ever. Like
I've tried. She won't.
like
She just comes crawling back.
So Frankie, my son, is thinking about getting on the apps. He asked me about him the other day. I'm like, son, stay off. Stay off. Just
Son, if I had one piece of advice,
do like
stay off the apps.
do like guys everywhere have always done. Just flirt with the waitress. I mean, you'll find one that might say yes. Carson's like, no.
That's a strategy.
I mean, think about all the guys that hit on waiters, waitresses, waiters, waitresses, bartenders,
Yay.
hairdressers.
Oh, my livelihood is tied to whether or not I say yes. How could this possibly go wrong?
Wait, what?
Talking
If
about
you're
like
a waitress and you've got some dude like, hey, baby, why don't you give me your number? Well, why don't you sign the check before I decide if I'm giving you my digits? Because if I don't give you my number, you're not going to give me a tip.
I had a buddy back in the day. That's how he met all the girls he went out with. He was a waiter, and they would all hit on him. Good-looking dude. And they would all hit on him. And by the way, he's bald now and huge. So I feel better.
Huge in a bad way.
You didn't have to sell him out like that.
No,
there,
I'm just saying. I mean, he
Yeah,
knows
what's
who
wrong
he
with
is.
bald, huh?
Nothing.
What's wrong with you?
No, this guy used
And wait, and huge. I got both.
This
I
guy-
did me.
This
Are
guy.
you talking about me?
No.
Just mention him by name. Say his name.
Just say my name.
I'm just saying. This guy was like, he was the stud in high school. And
You just keep talking about Big D.
I'm right here, honey. Daddy.
Oh, no.
Zaddy.
Zaddy.
Or if you're a big boy, you're fatty.
Hey, fatty daddy. Fatty daddy.
You a little rough, you're a baddie.
This is going so well, but I hate to jump off this. But the Little League World Series now has softball, and I love that for these girls. I think
do
it's
too. Go
great.
Connecticut.
Go Connecticut. They're playing, or they were.
They were
or
playing
are they?
Worcester,
Uh-huh.
Massachusetts.
Oh yeah, Worcester. Yeah. So they've only started doing this like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and they added softball, and they also added a different age group, so they're younger or older. Maybe it's like high school. So they
really?
Yeah. So they have like a 12U, 12, 13U, whatever like an area, and now they also have like I want to say 15, 16-year-old for baseball and softball. So
They added like older baseball kids too?
yeah, yep.
Wow.
but
And
the
they do it the same week?
No, they do it in different weeks. So right now they're doing the like this is the older girls softball. So these are
Like high school age?
yeah, I think so, right. And then I believe and then they'll do the younger ones next week or so. Yeah, it's cool, man. That's a great town in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. You've been there. You're from Pennsylvania.
It's middle of nowhere. It's beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous, man. It's really gorgeous, and everything is built basically around Little League baseball.
It's basically the town.
All
So-
the streets names are named baseball stuff.
Is it kind of like because I haven't done Williamsport? Is it kind of like
Kind of.
Oshkosh, where there's not a whole bunch of hotels and you have to rent people's houses when you go to stay there, or they have the hotels?
Yeah. No, they have a few hotels. They have a couple of big ones, and everyone kind of stays there. But when I was there, all the Airbnb stuff was kind of new, so you didn't really do it. Everyone did hotels anyway, but it was fine. It was fine, but it's cool. You open up the front page of their little newspaper, and it's all Little League baseball stuff. Like some kid on the front page of the thing from Ohio or whatever.
The kid hits dingers, kids.
Yeah, he's on there. It's pretty cool. And then you go down into the lobby. You're leaving the hotel, and they would have this big conference room. Almost looks like not a conference room, like where people a cafeteria, and all these kids on these tables from around the world and around the U.S. trading pins back and forth, and they don't speak the language, but they're just saying hi, hello, and trading pins and stuff. It's like Norman Rockwell kind of Americana stuff. It's awesome.
I'm looking for the hit dingers kids thing. I can't find it. Do you remember his name?
Dinger Kid.
Al. They call me Al.
Oh, yeah,
Alfred.
Al.
Al something or other.
Big Al.
Big Al. He played high school baseball and did pretty decently. He slimmed down.
At home, they call me Big Al, and I hit dingers.
It's also that voice. I mean, that's a cigarette and stress laden.
You got to check that birth certificate.
Like you hear this and you go, oh, that's little John Daly.
At home, they call me Big Al, and I hit dingers.
I love that picture
That's
of John
a young
Daly.
Tony Soprano right there.
When John Daly's sitting there he's talking to Tiger Woods, and he's got his crazy pants on and just a cigarette, just right in the mouth, just sitting there around the course, just smoking a cigarette. This is the best.
Dude, he's such a legend. I mean, what's the course? And I love the whole course record thing where he just walks out and he goes to whatever course it is. He goes, oh, okay, what's the course record? And he just goes and beats it that day. That's what he does for fun.
Yeah. He
I
can
mean-
kill a ball, man. Oof.
At home, they call me Big Al, and I hit dingers.
Oh, you're a little giggle box.
Man, you really combined some things
That
there.
crossed two worlds there.
Anyway, I think I may go watch Twisters this weekend. Is there any
Yeah,
other
I wanna
movies?
go too. It was
Any other
good.
movies that are out?
It was good.
Wolverine and Deadpool.
Oh,
I may go watch that.
That's I may have to go to movies twice.
Yeah, that and it's the final Wolverine, right? Like they're getting rid of Jackman. It's his last movie.
Oh, I don't know.
I think they're going
Well,
with a
'cause-
younger person next.
Well, he was already supposed to be
Yeah,
done,
he
and
was
then they
supposed to be
revived
done,
it.
and he called Ryan and was like, "I want to do this," because they're super good friends, and Ryan Reynolds has been trying to get him to do Wolverine with Deadpool forever, and he just decided. I was watching a whole big interview about it, and he was driving somewhere in New York, and he's like, "I'm gonna do this." And he just picks up the phone. He's like, "Let's do it." And Ryan's like, "Oh, okay, I don't have a plot, but I'll
So
figure
they're
it
like
out."
actual friends, like in
Super
the
good
real.
buddies.
Because I saw
Yeah.
a picture of them,
Yeah.
walking like just.
Excuse me, do you not remember that Hugh Jackman was at the box at the game with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds when they were with Taylor Swift to go all watch Travis play at MetLife?
No, I don't
I do.
remember.
I do kind of remember that.
Yep, Hugh Jackman was there.
Yeah.
Yep, Wolverine.
Yeah, I do.
Yep,
Yeah,
her
there was-
celebrity star-studded. Mm-hmm.
I remember none of that.
Oh, I remember all of it.
Man, boy, that whole thing.
The Travis thing.
It was a lot, Carson. I get it, and that's great. But boy, it was a lot.
My gooey center. I love love.
I know.
I love Love too, but I still felt like that was a little manufactured. I know a lot of people get mad when you say that, but
No,
it
she just brought her squad. She
Well,
did
I
it.
didn't know, but I am very happy to see that they are still together because it felt fake.
I know
in the
everybody's like,
beginning.
"Oh, this is PR." Mm-hmm.
It did. It felt
What
fake.
does she need it for? She didn't.
She had a
didn't need
huge
it.
tour.
She had a new album.
And she had a
She
lot going
sold
on.
the tour before. Do you remember when Ticketmaster
The tour,
crashed?
and yes, I know.
That was before she even knew who Travis Kelce was. She was dating that other idiot from England, Joe Alwyn.
I'm glad to see that
Oh,
she's with a
is
guy.
Joe Alwyn. That's the girly looking dude.
Yeah, that's the British fop.
Fop.
I don't know. Is that the word? Yeah. And then she was with Matt Healy for like 3 seconds, and so no, she got a dude. She got a good old American dude.
Yeah, I'm
He
happy
has
about
Star Wars as his ringtone.
Does he really?
Yeah, he has screaming R2D2.
Oh, me too.
that. So does Bob.
Oh, me and Travie Trav.
You
We
and
can
Travie.
hang. Who knew we would be besties?
See?
No, I will say that I thought it was manufactured in the beginning, and I remember we would make the jokes. Anytime we talk about it, something happens in Bolivia or whatever, some kind of travesty happens in the world. But
I got that.
Thank you. I was very happy to see that they're still together.
Yep. Man, he followed her around on the Air Store last couple weeks before he had to report to training camp.
That's a pretty good life.
Who do you think has more money, her or him?
Oh, she does 100%.
Far
She's a
away.
billionaire.
She does, and if they ever get married, she's going to make him sign
That
papers.
ironclad prenup.
Then they're going to be like, how much did you have coming in? How much did I have coming in? And this is what we leave with.
Yep.
The same percentage.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think he's just excited to be there. He's like, all right, what do you need me to sign? Done.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
They should get married.
I know.
They're not engaged, right?
As of right now, no.
That we know of?
No. I have a suspicion they got engaged in Italy a month and a half ago, but we'll see what comes to fruition.
Okay.
You check your sources on that?
I'm just saying the photo shoot was A. B, she played a song the other night that people think was a hint that they might be secretly engaged.
What was it called?
Secretly engaged.
It's called Secretly Engaged.
It's my favorite one from her.
It's called Shh, No One Knows.
Yeah, I just saw the headline. I didn't actually click on the article. I take the little bits of information and they go up here.
It's safe to
So do you guys feel like Yellowstone's going to blow or what? I mean, so far in the last 2 weeks, think of all
TV
the
show?
crazy. No.
This park.
The
I
actual
thought he was
park.
talking about the TV show.
I wasn't sure. Either, well, both. Yeah, they both.
Yellowstone, the park, the caldera, the super volcano that is
At
sitting.
Biscuit Basin.
Yeah, the Biscuit Basin thing kind of freaked a lot of people out. It destroyed the walkway. I mean,
Well, you could also think it kind of released some pressure, so that was a good thing. So you can look at it that way.
I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often.
well, it does.
It does.
It's Old Faithful.
On the clock.
but I mean, not just Old Faithful, but I mean the other geysers and all.
Oh, they do. They
Yeah,
go all the time.
I mean,
Have you been there?
Yeah, I have.
There's so much more than just like Old Faithful or it's everywhere. It's all over the place. That whole area is weird.
And you also don't realize how big Yellowstone
it's a
itself
lot.
is. It
I'm
is
not
massive.
I'm not a fan. I think it's neat.
Of the park?
No, yeah, I'm not a fan of the
Why?
park.
What did it do?
You don't have great. Like you think it's going to be like. So you see pictures of Montana and the like the Glacier Park and the big Rockies, and you think it's going to be like that, and it's not. It's more plains, a lot of plain type of
Yeah, like
ground,
like prairie.
yeah. And it's a lot of that.
Not
And you can
airplanes.
see the mountains around you, but they're not. It's just not the
Because
same.
even the TV show Yellowstone, that's more Utah and Montana than it is actual Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. Yeah, it's not Yellowstone. And the thing is, like, if you want to go, okay, we're going to go to, so there are different gates that you can go into that enter the park. And if you go in from, the west gate and you want to get to something that's over on the other side, dude, that's a 3-hour drive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you
wow.
go 3 hours and you go and stand next to people from Japan who are taking pictures of everything, and it just smells weird. Like the cold
Very sulfury.
Yeah, it's all stinky. The water is gross. It's just smoky.
Well, like you can't fall in, which is weird that they don't have handrails on those things. Like those people were running when the
Yes.
biscuit thing was going off.
Yeah.
They're running and there's no handrails.
There are
If
some
they
areas that
fall
do.
in,
There are
though-
some areas that do have rails.
Yeah, but that area didn't, and they were running. And I'm just thinking to myself, these are people that most of them have not run in 25 years. And you're thinking to yourself, these people they have no balance or whatever. They're going to go in and doesn't it like instantly dissolve the people?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. No,
Doesn't-
it doesn't.
don't you, like, boil alive?
No, it does not.
Wasn't there the guy who jumped after his dog?
I'm talking about you're talking about around the area where it's real thin, where it's real shallow. No, you can run through all that. You
Oh,
can
I
run
meant like you fall into
like the big thing. I don't know about that. I mean, that's
Boiling
a whole, and that
vat of
that area
something.
does have rails. I mean,
okay.
they've thought this through, and they got millions of people who go there every year. So that's, but
No.
yeah, in the areas that don't have it, like you can step in. It's not gonna, don't. Okay, I'll say don't, but yeah, you're fine if you do.
Oh.
But they have really nice falls. The waterfalls are really cool.
Falling off the rail.
But if you're gonna do something like
What,
that,
that
you're
woman just fell and died. She was hiking in Yellowstone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her and her dad. She's like 20 years old.
Oh, is
and
that the selfie
some
lady?
big No. This was it was almost they were like on a cliff face, and then it started to rain, and she slipped. And she fell 200 feet.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is that the one that lived for a little while?
I don't
no.
think so. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think again it was 200 feet. I think she was pretty much.
Have y'all been to
on her back.
Yosemite?
Yeah,
I haven't been to Yosemite.
it's beautiful.
Yeah. See, I think Yosemite's probably the better than Yellowstone.
I mean, all of that is great. I don't think there's a bad choice out of any of that stuff. I would love to go to Yellowstone. I would love to see it with my own eyes. I just can't. I know I have this weird, stinking feeling in the back of my brain that says if you go there, you're going to get vaporized because that's the day the caldera explodes.
Yeah, it's on a volcano, right?
Which is why I
it
love
is a
sending
giant-
That's what I'm
all
saying.
that
It's a
stuff to
volcano.
you.
Wait, what?
Which is why I love sending all that stuff to you because it frightens you and it scares you, and I
it's the
take
weird-
so much joy out. of it.
I'm not afraid of it. I'm just leery of it. No,
Did
there's a
you
big-
go to Pompeii when you were in Italy?
No.
Okay, I did, and like I'm obsessed with ancient Rome, specifically Pompeii.
I haven't been to Italy at all.
Oh, I thought you'd gone. Well, like you're in Pompeii and you see Vesuvius, which, in 79 AD erupted and buried the city and Herculaneum and the whole thing. And I'm watching this and I know it's not going to erupt because they haven't had it, but you're like, that thing could go though. I mean, it was a legitimate fear as I'm like, that's real close. And I know they have scientists that monitor this, but I don't know. That I'm a little
I don't
afraid.
know.
I'm a little like, I'm not a
But I
scientist.
don't
I don't know.
It's literally like a stroke. The first sign of an eruption is
An eruption. Yeah, I go, that's real close.
Because there's
though.
all those
Where
little
am I gonna
tremors
go?
all the time. And what was that old Pierce Brosnan movie with the volcano? Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
And the people got
Devil's
in the
Peak or
Dante's Peak. Yeah, the
Yeah.
people got into the hot tub or the hot springs, and it ended up boiling them.
Oh,
You don't remember that?
no.
They're like, oh, it's so comfortable. Oh, it's getting warm. Oh, it's getting warm. Well, if it starts getting warm, get out. But they're like, oh, and then next thing you know, they're being cooked. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the worst movie.
That was a podcast.
And now it's over.
It was crazy bad, man. But it was cool because I think that was right before he became James Bond or something like that, or right at the same time.
Did you see him at Wimbledon?
No.
Oh, still a good-looking man.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he got old.
No. Oh no. People are like, I'm sorry. Post more pictures of him.
What's his name? Pierce
Brosnan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was at Wimbledon, I guess last week, and I saw so many photos of him.
Like
And-
he's all gray-haired and stuff.
oh yeah,
now,
but
right?
it's working on him.
Because I was
Good
going to
for
say he
him.
was older whenever he was in. Oh yeah, he still looks the same.
Oh, looks good.
How in the world?
Keeping it together.
Wow, and Tom Cruise actually looks like he got older. Finally.
Yeah, about time.
Did you see J-Lo's birthday party pictures? Your girl turned 55, Bubba.
Oh.
She, oh my gosh.
Really?
She had a Bridgerton theme party. She looks like $1 million. She looks so good.
J-Lo,
55. 55 birthday. Oof. I'm looking at those pictures and I go, how do you not have a line
The
in
Salma
that skin?
Hayek thing that's been going around online too, where she's in the pool. And it's like Salma Hayek is 57.
Oh, the rich and famous just have totally different
Well, that's
everything than
that's
we do.
they do all that whatever, the Monsters Inc. thing where they're getting all the fear. What's the stuff they have? Adrenochrome or whatever.
Yeah.
They're
That's right.
doing all
the
that.
Monsters Inc. thing.
Yeah, they're taking
So
the
they go
fear
into
and-
kids' rooms and scare them?
I think so, and they soak up the adrenochrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, J-Lo.
Oh, she's looking good, man. She's looking good.
You crack me up.
I loved her from the moment she was Selena. And I was one of those people that I was not a big fan of her in the casting. Like I was like, she's not even Mexican. This isn't going to be right. And she did great. I will give her that. And I was like, okay, I'm down. And then J-Lo, ever since then, has become a legend.
People are counting down because Selena's murderer gets out of jail next year. And people are waiting on her. Oh yeah, I don't think she's gonna live long. People are ready.
It's crazy that she's lived this long in jail because in jail, I mean, that's where you have somebody who's, well, they're like, what do I have to lose?
Yep.
You know, and they become a legend. That's also the bad thing, too, is like, you know, you look at all the stuff with all the political stuff and all that, people trying to make their name doing something stupid. I don't get people. I get no one.
Did you see they upped the scholarships in college?
No.
For baseball.
Yeah.
They get more than that extra half scholarship?
11.7.
What was it before? 6.5, 9.5?
No, 11.7. It went from 11.7 scholarships for college baseball players to 34.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
34
Per team.
per team.
Oh, that's good.
That's huge. That is a
Bottleneck.
literal game changer. Yeah, you're right. It is a bottleneck because you're going to have teams that are going to just stack.
Yeah, it's just a lot.
Do you want the playing time or do you want to get the?
Yeah.
That's good though.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, because it should have been. I mean, it's not fair, but life isn't fair either. You know, the football players, if you get a scholarship, you get a full scholarship. I don't care what you do. It's not like you don't get partials. Baseball gets partials. A lot of these sports get partials, and you know, they only ones that get full rides are your guys who are throwing, you know, mid 90s.
There's like 2 or 3 guys per team getting the full ride.
The full ride, and then they're kind of piecing things together to try and make it work with your, you know, you may get some money from your academics, and they're trying to piece it all together to weave a scholarship that saves you, you know, worth going and doing. So, but it's good. It's good for the programs and good for the student athletes.
Speaking of student athletes, I am an addict. I have every day this week gone home and immediately forgone the gym and just turned on my college football game, the PlayStation game that came out.
Are you into? You're making a team?
Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out the recruiting and everything
It's
like
hard.
that. It took me. Now, actually, it's not that bad. I've kind of figured it out now.
Okay.
I've gotten the transfer portal going. I did really well in the portal, so I'm like, okay, this makes sense.
So you've gone
now.
a season in?
Yeah, I've gone a whole season in,
All right.
and I've worked the portal, and I've also worked this. Yeah, it's a little more complex than what we're used to on the old, you know, NCAA 13 and 14.
Yeah,
but it's
a lot.
It's pretty good.
It's a lot. It's hard to keep up.
I
man.
wish the games would just, and I know you can sim the games, but I wish that, you know, it would just do it and do like coach mode. Like there was
Me too.
There was an old game maybe 10, 12 years ago for NFL. And it was called like General Manager, NFL Front Office, or something like that. And all you did was figure out contracts and the financials and trying to pull players in and all that. That is so much more fun.
Oh, it
than
was colossally boring. I had it.
I know, but to
That was
me,
so boring.
that is much more fun because your brain is like, you know, it's much more challenging than X's and O's and just, you know, doing a juke here and there. Oh, perfectly timed juke.
Yeah, I
look
think
at
I was
me.
working as a manager at the time, so the thought of then playing a game where I was a manager, I was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I think I'm all right.
No,
It's kind of
thanks.
like farm sim, you know? Like you got the train sim and farm sim stuff, no?
Boy, there's so many sim type things out there now. You can do a sim where you are a cosmetologist and you do hair and nails every day, and like you have to build the business and find a location. They have a car mechanic sim.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have that, and it's difficult to understand, and I've never used it. Yeah, you name it, they have all that stuff. You can run a factory that makes
See,
whatever the gadget is.
I like the challenges of things like that. Like I tried the Sims game with the little Sim people.
It's too goofy.
Yeah, it's a little goofy. I like the you know, run a business kind of sim.
Yeah, something that's a little more. Yeah,
Carson looks completely like, what?
Yeah, like this is like y'all know Space Invaders was a lot of fun. Right?
Space Invaders was great.
Right.
It was.
Like Guitar Hero. Look at me taking it to this century. Liked Guitar Hero a lot.
taking to this century.
I used to play the old Civ game. You remember that, where you had to build up an empire
Oh yeah,
and conquer the world?
Oh, I still have that on my laptop.
Yeah.
yeah.
Y'all heard of Minesweeper?
Mahjong or whatever. It's called.
I got Solitaire on my computer. That's good for killing time.
3D pinball.
Yeah, you know.
Oh god, remember that on your computer? That when they get that. Oh, I can still see that.
Yep.
That pinball game on your
Little
desktop.
spaceman.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
I'm looking at J-Lo still.
All right.
So it's gorgeous, right?
Yeah,
Amazing.
especially like in her Bridgerton
Oh.
outfit.
Girl is living my best life.
I mean, seriously, that's not fair. Like, I don't know. How do like there has to be some kind of secret more than just they have money. Maybe it's the genetics. I don't know, but most of these
I don't
people.
know. I've seen her sister.
Is her sister not?
No, she's not J-Lo. But
And J-Lo probably takes care of her stuff.
I would assume so.
You need a tuck? You need a nip? You need whatever?
I got you, girl. I got you.
I got a guy for you.
All right, so I guess that's it, right? Are you good, D? Everybody good? And by the way, Schaefer, the reason we're doing it today on a Thursday rather than on a Friday is you're traveling after the show. So safe travels.
Thank you.
And we'll see you when you get back.
Yep.
This was the podcast.
This was the podcast, but now it's
over.
over.
Okay.
That's okay.
Oh,
'cause
you're
you
a
can
little
listen to
giggle
the
box.
regular show on the radio
Never play that again.
every day.
At home, they call me Big
It's
Al.
the podcast.